today is fire and water. So always fire and water is an important balancing act uh, of trying to balance the two. And yin and yang is the most common concept of balance, but we're going to emphasize the fire and water even more. And why? Because of Sukkot. Um, in the week of Sukkot is supposed to be joyous and happiness, which is the heart element, and more so than any other holiday. So it's emphasized of joyness. So we want to create an environment in the body to match the environment in our outside environment. We're going to work on the heart and the joy, but you don't want to have overabundance of joy, overabundance of heat. Hi, Jim. See Jim coming in. Good. So, Jim, and just telling everyone that we're balancing uh, fire and water with the heart and kidneys, I guess, but it's really the water system. So the heat generated by being really, really excited and happy because of Sukkot has to be balanced. We can't have an overabundance. And so we create it, we develop it, and then we have to dissipate it. And the dissipation or cooling down of the overheat, over happiness, is from the fire element. And in the yin and yang, going up the backside and around, that's the water comes up and the fire is in the front, and it cools each other off. The fire goes up the front and the water goes down the path, but our microcosmic orbit goes first one direction, then the other direction, in order to balance the two. Now, why did I say water when we're dealing with the Sukkah? Is that during this week in the Beit HaMikdash was the water libation, and it's part of the service if one goes to the synagogue. Every day is the water libation ceremony, so it's really, really in tuning us with the land of what's happening in the land. Then also on nature, also we're going to start getting the rain, so we're going to balance the two. So what we will be doing is working with both the snake warm-ups, and the snake is the water, and dragon. The dragon is the fire. So we've done some of these in the past. We're just putting them together. The reason why I won't have music is because I'll be speaking a little more of indicating what's going on between the two. So with that explanation, you'll understand why we're doing it. I'll try to be right in front of the sukkah because inside I'm in a shadow. You might not see it. If you can't hear me because I'm away from, just wave your hands or saying, talk louder. It should be all right. Should be all right. But just let me know because I'm not listening to myself. I don't have a mechanism. All right. So we'll start with a normal warm-up. Well, I'll stand up front because you know this one's legs apart. Get everything lubricated. Go back the other way. Elbows. Back the other way. And the shoulders. Really nice, open movement of the shoulders. We are going to be quite yang oriented and a lot of shoulder motion. to get it lubricated. Go forward. The other arm. Go forward. Back the other way. Legs together for the knees. Back. The toes and ankles. So one foot at a time. Back the other way. The other leg. Back the other way.
Patricia, you're not muted.
I'm not? Okay.
Oh. Stop. Thank you. Then the neck. Nice circle. The circle is best if there's any neck problem. If there were, or excuse me, if there's no neck problem, the circle. If you have any problems with the neck, then just hold it. But otherwise, make the circle. And go back the other way. And if there's problems with the neck, hold it the other side. And also fold it forward. And if there's real problems with the neck, when you're holding it in one direction, use your hand against it to have counter pressure so that you don't overextend the neck in one section or another. It's just the same way of really just pushing against the muscle, but not bending a joint. Okay, and then open fingers, swinging. Slowly rising. And lowering. Bringing in hands into the lower diaphragm. Feeling the lower dantian area, starting to feel the heat build up in this area. And again, we're going to really be working on some aggressive movements and get the heart pumping. Both with water and fire, there's extreme motion. So I'm going to get this energy ball expanding out to all parts of the body through the exercise. So starting with the water and the snake, so we'll bring our hands together, feet are apart. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. We're centering the energy along this column, right down the center of the body. Now as we bring it up this time, we're going to leave it up, but then legs are apart, twist. Twist to one side, and then twist the other side. And each time we do this, we twist a little further. And as high as possible. And our palms are together. One more time each side. Now interlocking our hands, we're going to breathe in, coming out. Breathe out. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Out. Out. Breathe in. Out. Now stop and reverse it. Now breathe in and we come up and around. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. In. Nice big loop. One more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now bring our hands up to the top and we're going to turn. So I'm going to turn to one side, come down that side, twist, and come up the other side. So breathe in as I come down. Breathe out and come up. Twist, in, in. One more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now, as everything, we reverse it. We'll go back to your way. Breathe in. Breathe out. In. Breathe out. One more time. Now we're in the top prayer, hands down to the center. Now we've been making circles around this way, around that way. Now we're going to make some waves. So I take my arms and push it away one direction, staying in the palm, and then the hips go, oh, sorry, bring the feet together. Everything counts. So push away, and the hips go in the opposite direction. And come back to the center. Nice and straight, and now arms away, hips in the opposite direction. So it's a wave motion. Like the serpent, kind of wiggling. And now we're going to go down if you can. Each time a little lower. Down to your feet, as far as possible, and then start coming back up. This motion is like water moving down a stream, right? Around logs, around rocks. We come back up higher and higher. Mimic our emotions and movement to nature. Here we're mimicking water. Even though we're getting hotter and hotter, it is a cooling effect. Being able to open this channel so to counterbalance the heat that will be created from the fire element. You get higher, higher. Remember, push the hip in the opposite direction. Go to the top. Back, very top. And then bring it back down. Now a little cooling, breathing up the back, down the front. Spread the feet apart, up the back, down the front. So now we've done the water segment. Go into the heat of the heart, fire. So relax now. So the fire. You're going to start building up a slight closed fist and twisting. Taking that column of energy that we had developed with the water motion, and because it's a fist, pulling the energy away from the body. Feel it as you swing the arms up out, pulling. Let the helicopter go. You can hit yourself if you want. Different places each time, front and back. And this also is pulling the energy out, away from that center column that we developed, warmed up and open. Feel this centrifugal force because the hand is closed, fist is closed, you feel it go out to your hands and stay in the body. And then you hit it, bring it back in. You can get going a little faster if you want. Really feel that heat going. Twisting that we're doing with the water and the snake. Now bring both arms from one side and we're going to make figure 8 from one side across the other side. So we're changing the pattern of the energy. You can crush. You can close your fists together if you want. Feel the heat expanding. Now go the other way. Right now, what we're going to do is we're going to be switching sides. So if I twist in one direction and my hands are together, then they come down one side, twist to the other side, and then they come up. And they come down, twist, come up. Now try to do that without really twisting the whole body, but just have the arms come down, up, down one side, up the other. So what's happening is actually both hands, you get it, it's even I have a hard time with it. Down, up, down, up. One arm comes up from the back. It's a mental exercise also. So both arms are actually making a figure 8, but in opposite direction. Once you get the pattern, then just keep it going. The 2 circles in opposite directions, actually. See how fast you can get it going. Once you get the pattern, it goes nice. Now stop, and we'll go the other way. So down on the new side, up on the other. And it's a mental exercise of trying to keep this flow going. You get mixed up, just start again slowly. See how fast you can get it. Okay, and then we relax. Now, single arm. We make a crisscross with one hand, and then a crisscross with the other. Opposite figure 8. One hand at a time. we're working on different dimensions, even though they're all circles. Circles on different planes, different angles. And really getting the heat fired up. And see how fast we can get it. Then we go the other way. Come up, crisscrossing, come back. Then we slow down. Now, some ins and outs. We take both hands and throw it behind. And then throw it in front. Bring in, breathe out. Bring in, breathe out. Really massaging the heart. Back, go forward. Back, go forward. And in a slight fist. Back, forward. Back, forward. A violent throw, not just a slight motion, but throwing it out, pulling it out to the extreme. One more time, keep searching. Now we're going to go up and then down. Up, down. Up, down. Up, down. Up, down. Up, down. Up, down. One more time, each way. And come back. And again, balance it out. The microcosmic circle. Looking both fire and water gets really aggressive. One is moving into the other. As they come down, we relax into the Wuji position, fingers just pointing down, even on each hip, and just feel the energy, its expansion. How not just concentrated in the center, but because of that excitement, feel the energy expand. And if we're thinking of a candle, like fire is a candle, or fire itself. So fire always wants to go up. And it's pulling away from the body. But the body stays put. And it's anchored with the fullness of the water, bringing that down. The water comes down, the fire goes up. And these things are pulling on us. So we feel it as we just stand for a minute. want to do one each set of the fire and the water of some motions. So we start again with the water. We have the water as a position itself, which is taking, sorry, my mind is gone blank. I know that engine. And take your foot across in front and arms pushing away, twisting at the bottom, and feeling this water twisting throughout the body and going away from it. Again, like a moving book, everything is twisted, going away. And as I come back the other way, again, twisting with the legs and going far away with the arms. Look down.
Lewis, isn't the body supposed to go on the other side? The other direction to
Now,
the legs?
again, twisting away, but adding the snake element of put your hand on this top hand, on the bottom hand, and move it to the other direction. So first we had the water going in one way, now it's going out the other. And as you move, you keep touching that hand. Now switch the other direction. As you come across, new hand on top, new hand on bottom. Keep holding that as you twist and change the direction of the flow of the river. Come back into the center. And our fire is a lunge. Come back. Front leg is bent, back is straight. And then the back hand pointed forward. Front hand is palm up like a wave. Now feel that fire come out of the earth, up through all the limbs, and spewing out like a dragon out your top hand, sending that fire away. Feel it move through the body, through the veins, the beat of the heart, and the fire leaving your fist. Now come back to center. And go with the other leg forward. So opposite hand to forward foot, palm down. Back hand palm up. Feel it, the fire come out of you, the ground, up through the legs, through the heart, and out, projecting out. Back to center. Balance it all out with the 5 waves. Starting legs apart with the earth. Come up, down. Breathe in. out, breathe in, breathe out, in, out. One more time, in, out. We were working on the heart and the fire, so as we come up, we really feel the expansion, fire and heat of the heart. Breathe out without touching, crisscross in front. Curve the shoulders in. Openness and close. Concave, convex. In order to find the balance, the extreme of happiness, joy, excitement. But we can't have too much. It has to be balanced. And find collapse, depression, confinement in the house. But both of them counterbalance each other to be a happy medium. This is a really important one for this time of limited mobility. Do some extra. The excitement of the Holiday of Succoth contrasted with the confinement of the COVID-19 situation. We really want the excitement to overcome and carry it forward. But a slight precaution, not to have it way out of control. Okay, I need social distance. So there's my balance. A couple more. This is so important. Even more than the others. One more. From here we go into the wood and pointing flat up to the sky and look up at the clouds moving. The height of the tree, very tall, swaying in the wind. And the tree is too stiff all the way up, and a big wind comes and it breaks. So we want to have that ability to have solid foundation right into the earth, but the flowing winds on the top of the tree, flowing with the wind, being able to withstand what approaches us. Stretch as tall as possible. Then comes from the sky is the rain, flat palm to the face, and then palm One more. Washing away everything, cooling it all down. The rain, pitter patter. And then the metal, you bring it up, palms down, coming towards the body. Light thinking as I push away. Breathe in. Light thinking, push away. A little bit up as you breathe in. So it's like a circle. Kind of an oval. The metal is working on the lungs, so we're up against opposite the lungs with the motion. One more time. Then relaxing down. Now as I breathe in, I'm going to expand the whole body. And it's slow expansion that my hands puff up. And breathe out a deflation of the body, the hands drop. I'm not bringing my hands up with my muscles. I'm pushing them out with the energy. And releasing of the energy, they relax. As they breathe in, and breathe out. As they breathe in, I feel the expansion, your ears, your nose, your fingers, your feet expand out. And release, collapse. One more time, breathing in, breathing out. And then again with the expansion, breathing it up through the backside. Breathe out down the front. Fire path as it comes up. Water path overflowing and coming down. One cooling and one heating. As we bring our hands down to the lower dantian, a cooling down, not of a tapping, you don't need the tap, but of smoothing. Come around the back and smoothing the outside surface. Come all the way down the back, up front. Up over the top, massage the ears, neck, the kidneys, the water, do a little extra on the kidneys from the water. It was affecting the kidneys. And down the back again. feel the heart, push it out, extend, bring out the back, pushing away from the heart, bring back in. Now, as we come to the back, we finalize with just a little bit away as we go through the same pattern without touching. Feel it nice and slowly across your face. We're not touching, so we can spend a little more time. The whole head, like a big face helmet. Across the top, maybe your ears, your temples. Feel this whole upper Dantian area. And back down to the back. Bring it in to the center. And just hold it there. Hold the lower Dantian and feel the energy in the body. How does it differ? Its motion. Because of working on the heat and the fire and the water, again, we are our own candle. And the fire is always trying to go up and leave. And the water is going down. We're feeling those motions. And really what's important to know is if everything from the center was leaving up and from the center leaving down because of the fire going up and the water going down, we'd be empty. Everything's leaving. So that's why now we have to really concentrate on, without moving the arms, create that cycle of having go up and then come down. The fire's going up and the water's coming down the front. And have it circulating as we're standing here. And feel it come right up the back side, right up on the surface of the body, but in line with the spine. Very small column coming up the back and coming down the front. So that we're keeping it all in house. Shoulders, we'll make them loose, nothing tense. I hope that cycle will continue. All right, so